Hello physics students, here I'm going to give you a quick tour of the applet or simulation by PhET on the Circuit Construction Kit. We're here at the main web page and we're going to go into the intro specifically. Once you're into the intro page, everything is pretty basic, pretty straightforward, but I'm going to show you how to do the different things so you don't have to spend time figuring stuff out. Over here on the left, you'll see all of the different components that can be added to the circuit. Now, if you click the down arrow, you get even more options. They always give you wire as the top option because we're going to use wire frequently, to be honest. Now, these are just pictures, but if you wanted to switch over to actual electrical symbols, those are helpful here. Either one you want to do is fine. All you do to add a component to the circuit is simply drag it out, and then see how we've got the dotted lines here. Simply connect those, they'll snap to, and that's really all you need to do. So you can pull out as many different pieces as you like. I'm just going to slap together something real quick here. You can even reposition. It'll mess up your angles, but that's okay. We're not worried about things being, neat and tidy necessarily, as long as they function. All right, so here we have a very basic circuit consisting of simply one battery, a couple pieces of wire, and a resistor. If you want to add anything else into the circuit, let's say I wanted to add a light bulb, for example. When you click on the junction between two components, you can cut them apart, and that will allow you to add more stuff. So there we have it. If you click on a component itself, it'll highlight the component, and in the case of wire, there's not a whole lot to change. But if you click on something like the battery, you can switch the battery around so things go the other direction, or using the slider, you can change the value of that component. So you can increase or decrease the voltage. Or if we're looking at a resistor, you can change the resistance using the slider. Very simple. Tap on the main screen and it'll take that option away from you. The other thing we're going to be using are the different instruments over here on the right. So your voltmeter is very simple to use. You have two probes. Voltage is measured between any two places on the circuit. So place your black probe in one location and your red probe in another location, and just see what happens. It'll allow you to test. If you want to use your ammeter, which is for measuring amps, measurement of the current flowing through the circuit, just pull it out onto the main screen. When you're measuring current, you only need to touch one point on the circuit in order to measure the current for that location. So simply place it in the crosshairs, and it doesn't have to be at a junction. It can be anywhere in the middle. That's entirely up to you. One last thing I wanted to show you very briefly. Here, let's cut this open a little bit. I'm going to add a switch. Here you see that the switch is open. To close the switch and turn the circuit on, simply click on the switch itself, and there you have it. If you wanted to add other things like fuses or other objects which may or may not conduct electricity, you have those options over here. You can electrocute yourself, or you can even see what happens when you try and pass a small current through a dog. You evil person, you. Anyways, so that is the quick overview of how things work. FYI, you can have multiple circuits going at the same time in the applet here. So if you wanted to get something else going over here, you can have more than one thing going at a time as long as they're nice and unconnected. And you can test here, see what the situation is, and then test here. Quick comparison of multiple kinds of circuits. You'll use that in the second part of this lab. I believe that's everything. If you have questions, please email me and let me know. Otherwise, hopefully this speeds things up for you as you learn your way around using this simulation.